For quite some time now, I've been watching a lot of the Q stuff, Charlie Ward videos, and last night I came across a John Kilpatrick video, and I've been trying to figure out how things will unfold. The Bible tells us so much, but yet we don't see the progression of things. We don't see the integration of things. We don't see timelines. And as I was watching John Kilpatrick last night, I thought to myself, I think I can see a timeline. I think I can see how things may integrate, how they may unfold, how they may come together. So pardon me as I read a text that I sent to my fellow wilderness friend. I said, I think the reason why this delay has been so long is the world isn't ready for the chaos that's coming. The chaos is most likely going to be an event that has been perpetrated by the deep state, I believe, that God will allow because it'll bring his hand of judgment and it'll allow breakdown of all the evil systems that are in this world. I think the natural systems of this world will come under judgment because they're being run by powers and principalities in high places, and worldly people will be lost. They'll be looking for a savior. At that point in time, the enemy will probably allow the AntiChrist to emerge, or the AntiChrist will probably emerge. And yet, also, there'll be revivals and people will turn to Jesus. The AntiChrist will appear with strong delusions to deceive the people, but God and God's people will also be moving in signs and wonders and miracles. People will be choosing either God or Satan. And I think as this is happening, the new kingdom age will be emerging. There'll be explosions in technology. We'll be shifting from demonic sources to heavenly sources. And heaven's answers will begin to emerge, but the enemy's answers will also be emerging. So I think we're going to be dealing with a heightened spiritual war. And obviously, at some point, this Antichrist will gain so much popularity that he will impose a mark. But until then, once God breaks these evil systems in the natural that we're under, we will have a period of freedom. I think it will not look like what it looks like now. I think people will be released from jobs. They won't be working for a slavery system that we've worked under for many decades. But obviously, it's like this Jezebel spirit, when it comes down, an Antichrist spirit is going to emerge. And eventually, when this Antichrist gains popularity because people who didn't choose Christ chose him and his strong delusion, I think he will eventually impose a mark. And, obviously, we know that people will be beheaded for Christ. But I think this is kind of a time of transition because we're transitioning to the kingdom age. We're going to be transitioning to the millennium. But as we all know, according to the Bible, Jesus will come and defeat the Antichrist, and then we will fully go into this millennial 1,000-year reign of Christ and peace on the earth. But that's how I see it. I'm seeing. Take a look at John Kilpatrick's video called What If, and look up Charlie Ward, Simon Parks, look into the Q movement. I really think that right now we're about on the timeline to see a chaotic event, and then from the deep state, from the enemy, and I think God's going to use it to bring justice and righteousness. Evil will be torn down in high places. God will arise with breakthrough for his people, setting his people free. We're going to go into a time where we're going to operate in signs and wonders. There's going to be great revival in the earth. And then, obviously, the enemy's ramping up his battle. So the Antichrist emerges, and the fight is on until Jesus comes, defeats the Antichrist, and then we have the 1,000-year reign. That's how I see it, kind of rough, because many things can happen simultaneously in the earth. But anyway, more to follow.